This YouTube video is clearing the air and giving you more insight on my recent transformation post, this one, because there have been so many questions, so I'm going to explain everything. I think everything.
It's going down.
I'm curious. I'm curious. Baby, I'm curious.
What is going on, strong friends? It has been quite some time since I've been making a YouTube video, but I feel like this one is extremely necessary to give you more insight on a recent transformation post that I did on Instagram. This one, because this is from 2015 to 2019, and I want to give more insight and more information. I did have so many questions about it, and I feel like the captions that I post on Instagram are not nearly enough to give you all the details. So I hope this video, it's probably going to be a long one. I hope that I can give you all the details. So I have spreadsheets and charts and notes and everything that I'm going to run through, and I know that you did have some questions, so I'm going to answer those as well for you. First of all, if you go to my Instagram page, on my highlights at the top, there's a section called About Me. And in this post, there are 7 different captions or seven tags of photos where I kind of go through everything that like literally happened in my life for this transformation from 2015 to 2018. So if you want more details and more insight, please go to that and check that out, because that's going to give you a lot more background. And this video obviously goes into more detail about that. First things first. If you're watching this video and you are looking for me to give you my secret, super special Courtney for Life formula for nutrition and training and macros, and to get from where you are right now to where I am, it's not gonna happen. So you can just X-click out of this video, because I'm not going to give you anything special that you don't know, that you're like, oh my God, I need to apply that and that's going to completely transform my life. That's not what it is. There's no special formula. This is exactly what worked for me based on all my testing, all my research, all my data over like 8 years in total of everything, and this is just my version of my story, okay? So if you're looking for a super awesome formula for success and me to give you like a perfect training program, the perfect macros in order for you to look the way I do, it's not gonna happen. You're never gonna look the way I am because of genetics, hormones, lifestyle, everything. I'm gonna get into that later, but all this video is giving you information and details about me and my journey. So hopefully it does give you some answers, and maybe you can apply some of the tools, but I don't know. So let's move on. So why did I use May 2015 as my before photo? Now, the reason for that is because when you go through my About Me section and you watch those 7 posts, you will know that May 2015 was when I had my first body composition test at the Bod Pod, which is a air displacement system that I got tested in Burlington, Ontario. They have them all over Canada and USA, so I got mine done. At that point, I was a personal trainer for over a year, and I thought I was very well versed in nutrition and living a healthy lifestyle. I thought I was promoting health and wellness to my clients, and at that point, my social media following, and for me to feel like I was strong and thought that I was much leaner than what I was, to know that I was like 30% body fat, it just didn't sit well with me. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna change something. That was my turning point, and that was how this all happened. When I started this transformation, absolutely, I wanted lower body fat percentage. I wanted to maintain my lean mass, and I wanted to drop my fat mass. And in short, that's exactly what happened. But over like the last 4 years, a lot more things have happened, instead of like just losing body fat and like revealing this like sculpted physique of me. That was a joke, relax. At this point now though in my life, I really don't care what my body fat is, my body fat percentage. I obviously am interested in still knowing the total, but the percentage, it's only in ratio or in relation to what my total body weight is. So when you say you want to be a certain body fat percentage, it's not always accurate. So please don't be too fixated on that number. Not now, not ever. Don't set it as a goal line and you want to get stronger, because that's just going to change. So that is why I really don't care about body fat percentage right now. Of course, I wanted to be a lean and jacked powerlifter. That's kind of like what my goal was like 3 years ago. But as I've been a powerlifter for the last 3 years, I have learned 2 things from that. One, having lean or defined abs is not going to make me a stronger powerlifter. It's not going to improve my performance on the platform, whether I have abs or not. Nobody sees it. I don't get judged on it. And ultimately, it doesn't make me any happier. So even though I didn't want to do that, and basically I am a very lean powerlifter, my goals and my mindset has changed since then, obviously, and that's okay. Take CrossFitters, for example. You see the top athletes in the world, the women do have quite a healthy amount of body fat on them. No one has like paper thin skin that's at like the top of the top. You have to have fat mass on your body. So being like super lean and shredded as a performance-based athlete, 9.9 times out of 10, it's not healthy, it's not realistic, and it's not sustainable. And it's not going to improve your training performance in any way. The progress of me from May 2015 to May 2019 was not linear. I gained fat, I lost fat, I gained muscle, I lost muscle, I lost my friggin' mind, I lost my mental health, I gained body dysmorphia, like a lot of other things happened. So yes, if you look at it from like 2015 to 2019, yes, ultimately the scale went down, the body fat went down, the lean mass like maintained, but there was so much in between. Now, I have a couple charts I'm going to pop up here, and my tech skills are super bad, so as I'm recording this video, I'm hoping everything can pop up in this wonderful area beside my head. Where I am right now is not the leanest point, and when I say leanest, it's not the lowest of my total body weight, and it's not the lowest of my body fat percentage. One, because right now I really don't know what my body fat percentage is, but I know for a fact that it's not at my lowest. So, if I take my MyFitnessPal, because I've technically been tracking in MyFitnessPal for, I think, since 2013, so like 6 years. So this is everything that goes from everything I've input to my Fitbit, all of my progress. So this is my weight, all the way. Now, if we take from May 2015 to May 2019, this is more so what it looks like. So obviously a little different. Now, there's definitely a few other like disclaimers, fine details, unknowns, I guess, that people don't take into consideration when they say they want to look like me. And I do kind of want to clear the air on that. So remember that I'm an athlete. By no means am I one of the top powerlifters, and I know that because it's a healthy lifestyle balance for me, and to be honest, I really don't care to be one of the best powerlifters ever. I'm an athlete. That's how I train. Most people, when they look at me, they are like a 9-to-5 corporate working person. They go to the gym like 4 to 5 times a week. Sure, you train heavy, absolutely. Like, I'm not discrediting you from that. But remember, I'm extremely disciplined. I guarantee I train a lot more than anybody watching this video, and I'm totally in a different culture as well. Most people don't have access to the equipment that I have access to, or the training facilities and stuff. So just automatically, like, just comparing yourself from a gym standpoint, I find it's extremely inaccurate and it's not fair to you. I am not trying to diet right now. I am trying to actually gain. So the last like 6 to 8 months, I've really been slowly trying to gain weight a little more aggressively lately over the last couple months, even though I still want to maintain a really lean physique. Now, also, I'm 5'7", because people, I don't know, some people think I'm really tall, some people think I'm really short just because I am so lean. I do want to maintain a really lean physique, but I also want to gain muscle. And I know that because I am very lean right now, and I do have a low body fat percentage compared to the average person. I know that fat gain is absolutely necessary for muscle growth to happen. So I am eating in a caloric surplus right now. So just because I'm flexible dieting, I'm eating tacos and gelato and sushi and ice cream and donuts and all that stuff, and people message me and they're like, how can I eat donuts all the time just like you and be really, really lean? I'm not trying to stay lean right now. I'm trying to gain, and I've noticed last like couple weeks I am definitely putting on a little bit of weight. I'm feeling a little bit softer, and I'm totally okay with that. but just so you know, I'm eating a shit ton of food right now for my body in order to grow. So the stuff that you see me eating all the time, like the chances of you trying to eat like that and look like me, it's just not gonna happen. And I have to be honest with that. I have not always been flexible with my diet. So just because I have been tracking my food for like 6 years now, doesn't mean it's being aligned necessarily with my goals. I have learned to adapt, and I've definitely been able to understand how to be a lot more flexible. So yes, sometimes I still bring my food scale to restaurants, and I'm absolutely okay with that. But I am, like I said, I'm very disciplined with my needs and my goals and my lifestyle. But when I do bring my food scale to the restaurant, it's because I go to like the same restaurant. So I go to the same taco place, I go to the same gelato place, the same donut place, so that I know I'm like cutting out variables. So all I have to do is go to the restaurant one time, make all this super fancy modifications I need to, measure it, and then I have that information for many future times. So that's why when I go to restaurants, like I do usually get the same thing or the same types of things, because I know how to track that as best as I possibly can. But remember, the more that you go out for restaurants, the more that you track like guesstimations and variables, the more inaccurate over time that can all accumulate and become. So I was extremely rigid, I was extremely focused, I would even say strict. Even though I was inputting my food into my macros, it doesn't mean that I was necessarily flexible all the time with my diet. That has been more so lately, I guess, since moving to Mexico in the last year. So what you see now is not how I have always been, okay? There's another disclaimer for you. I am extremely active during the day. So yes, I do strength train a lot, but I also walk all over my city because I really enjoy just being out in the sun and just walking and getting that fresh air and time to myself. I walk an average of like 16 to 18,000 steps a day, where the average Canadian walks like 8,000. So I'm over doubling what the average person walks. And I don't consider that cardio, I consider that NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that's just something where like you keep your heart rate down, but I don't consider that cardio. I really don't do cardio. I will do like my little HIIT interval sprints maybe once every 8 to 10 days. So it's not even once a week. So for that frequency, I wouldn't even consider that to be cardio. I just don't care for it now. I did do a lot of cardio before, absolutely. But because I'm not trying to lose weight right now or maintain, for me to be doing more cardio, there really is no point. So that's why I don't do cardio. I track friggin' everything. I track my training, my nutrition, my fiber, my sodium, my water, my sleep, my digestions, my monthly hormones and symptoms, my mood. Like, I am a data freak, and that has helped me over the last like 4 years be able to progress the way that I have progressed. So I have spreadsheets of my training, of my caloric intake, of my body measurements, of like, I've been tracking my workouts for years. So having all of that information has absolutely helped me. I also have been genetic tested from AGS Health and Wellness, which I did post a recent YouTube video about that. So you can click out of here, pause this, and then go check that out if you want. And that has helped me to test my body's absorption for vitamins, my response to certain addictive behaviors, types of exercise, so how I am as a performance athlete versus an endurance athlete, which has been a huge game changer in my training in the last year. My caffeine intake, alcohol, how my body responds to like lactose and dairy, different kinds of fats, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated fats. So I have been tested for so much stuff. And again, all of this data has helped me progress significantly. I regularly get full blood panels drawn so I can test and make sure everything stays balanced. And I also get tested monthly here in Mexico for anthropometry, which is like the skin fold testing. So over all of that data, like that has all accumulated over the last, like especially the last 4 years of this fancy transformation, and that has all helped me to progress. So if you're not aware of the data, if you're not tracking your information, if you're not mindful of what you are doing on a daily basis, being able to transform is going to be extremely challenging because you don't know what you have to change. Now this video is already like 15 minutes long, so I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna do 2 parts of this video, which I didn't think I would have to do, but now I want to because a lot of people did have questions about my lifestyle, about how they can look the way I do and everything. So that's gonna be part 2 of this video. So thank you for watching, and go click on the next video and I will do that installment now. We'll talk soon.